Today, we are going to look at Topi Niemela. And he's a defenseman, 6 feet tall, 163 pounds. I'm going to say right off the hop, if you're 6 foot tall, you're 163 pounds, and you're a defenseman, probably going to need to bulk up just a little bit. And the interesting thing is that, you know, in looking up Niemela, there's a lot of talking him up that's going on. and you know, along the lines of he's going to be a pretty good defenseman, mobile defenseman. First round, not likely. Second round, potentially. But again, hockey prospect breaks with a lot of other opinions on this, and we'll see whether they have this guy underrated or not. Now, there weren't any scouting reports on there either, so I've got the Hockey Prospect Black Book, and I didn't see any scouting reports on him either. So this might be one of those under-the-radar players, or maybe it's one of those prospects we're going to look back on years later and say, well, he was mildly overhyped as a second-rounder. His strengths, puck handling, agility, teamwork, and he does have that offensive upside where he does seem to get viewed as a future puck handling defenseman, not necessarily top 4. He's ranked number 69 on the Hockey Prospect list. He's number 8 on Central Scouting's European Skaters list. Number 40 on Elite Prospects. And number 38 on Bob McKenzie's list. So, it is an interesting list overall once we get to this point in the draft. Because again, rankings tend to be all over the place. Now, why would I be wearing a Dallas jersey? Because Dallas sometimes drafts defensemen out of Finland, and sometimes they turn out to be pretty darn good. So I'm figuring, I might as well wear Dallas, even if they don't have a chance at this kid. He has a good first pass. He is a puck mover. They acknowledge he's very good at his first pass. Maybe a little bit too aggressive at times, gets caught out of position defensively. And he may not be a big point producer. Because when we look at his points, last year playing for Karpat, the under-20 team, so the junior team, 39 games, 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points. This year playing in Liga for Karpat as well. 43 games, 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points. And it is mildly surprising that he played against men this year. And I think that's an argument in his favor. This is where a team might look at him and say, you know what? He's already playing against men and he's 163 pounds. We can bulk him up. We can get him into the National Hockey League. He does need to physically mature. That is an issue. He does need to grow up and bulk out. And again, with defensemen, it's not that long ago that defensemen were just seen as, well, they're not going to make the NHL right away anyways. It's going to take them 2 or 3 years. And then certain recent defensemen have got people thinking, maybe not. But it does look like Niemela, if he's going to make it to the NHL, he's going to take him a couple of years. He's projected as a third pairing defenseman by Hockey Prospect, mobile defenseman, and again, as they say, probably not a big point producer. He did fail to make Finland's World Junior roster. Now, this is where things get interesting to me. So, you can use this as a knock on a player. I look at it another way, and I've talked about this in other prospect videos as well. When a player fails to make the World Junior team, he gets less eyeballs watching him, and there's less scouts that are going to be looking at him. So, if he had made that roster, maybe he's higher on these rankings. Because he didn't, maybe he is one of those guys who's flying under the radar, where a team might be scouting him heavily and saying, we think this guy can be really good, like, say, a Dallas, for instance, and we think we can get him. And maybe this is one of those guys that we see a move on draft day, where a team moves a second and a third to get a second-round pick to get him. You're saying, oh, they've moved a couple draft picks to pick this kid, and we don't think much of it at the time. And sometimes those are trades we look back on and say, that was a really smart move. Now, not making the World Junior roster, is that a red flag? Mildly, but again, I think the fact that he played against men in Liga this year says a lot, and he is likely a few years away either way. So whether he's going to be a National Hockey League defenseman or not, we likely won't see him in an NHL uniform for at least a couple of years. Again, I would think he'll have to add, 20 pounds? I would say probably 20 pounds in order to be able to go out and withstand the stress and pressure of playing in the National Hockey League against guys who can be pretty darn big. But I would be interested to know what you guys think in the comment section below regarding Mr. Niemela and whether or not he's going to go in the second round. Does he end up going early in the third round? And where does he go? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.